Swiggity sorty, let's get that booty.
Hello and welcome to the podcast for another week, y'all. It is after April Fool's finally here in April 6th, 2020, and I just want to let y'all know, first and foremost, like I said, we're going to do the new format, and I might keep it this way. It's going to be anime first, what I played this week, and then we'll get into the news. So let's kick it off and no waiting around. Man, anime first. Let me tell you something. I have finished Demon Slayer finally. Long time coming. I told y'all for weeks. I think I told y'all like 3 or 4 podcast episodes ago that I was gonna watch Demon Slayer. And let me tell you, let me put this pen down so I can stop clicking it, but I'm getting excited. Look, this anime, dude, is probably the best anime out of all last year. Like, that's probably the top shonen jump. This might be the One Piece killer, dog, and I've been seeing it around, so I didn't want to straight say it, and I don't want to hop on that bandwagon either because I'm not really a One Piece fan. But oh, the stuff they could do with this, anime, dude. Check it. It's like the characters are, they're not, they throw you for a loop because they make you think that the characters are going to be tropes, but they're different. They curb it for you because even from the surface level, the characters aren't exactly tropes. They're a little bit different enough to where you're like, okay, this is interesting, let me see where else it goes, and you try to predict it, but you won't really be able to predict this anime outside of what has to happen in a shonen. But what I love the most is the breakneck pace. Like, this is one of the reasons why Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is one of my favorite anime of all time, is because they don't waste time getting to the plot point. They do the next thing, make a few jokes, establish a few facts so you can understand the situation, and when it does happen, it's a big payoff, when it does happen. And that's what I'm looking for, and I think I found it right here in Demon Slayer just as much as I found it in Gurren Lagann. It's like it gets to the point. It really gets to the point. His training montage was no more than maybe a few episodes. Beautiful. It was 2 years in lapse time, but we didn't need to see every single day in all of his training. We didn't. Okay, like it's astounding. That's what I need. That's what we're looking for. Because let's be honest, everybody should have had their entry level shonen by now, but this kind of makes me weary because you're gonna have a lot of people who enjoy this new style shonen where it doesn't take this breakneck pace, and that's gonna be their base level under and point of reference for a lot of anime, when not every anime is supposed to be like that. Some of them are supposed to be slow paced and then pick up the pace later, vary it out. But this one has a nice, they have a little downtime, which is not too much. Usually the downtime is like the last 3 minutes of the episode, like when he went to go eat the udon noodles at the shop or whatever, or the moment after he actually got to know Zenitsu and crazy pig dude. And they got to talk and whatnot after they got done defeating the demons. But luckily that was placed in terms of the end of the fight was the end of the previous episode, and them meeting together with the aftermath of that fight was the beginning of the next. So it's well done, I will say. And they got a train arc. It took Food Wars Shokugeki no Soma several seasons to get a train arc, but here we are. Season 2 is a train arc, and hopefully they'll animate it. I am hype. I don't want to do any spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but if you have, I highly recommend it. Demon Slayer, oh my goodness, bro. Japanese name is Kimetsu no Yaiba, and it is amazing. That might be the One Piece killer, dog. And especially if it now, and here's the one thing, I hate to say that, I'm not gonna say that ever again, because a lot of old school Shonen Jump anime, especially the big three, have been making big swings and comebacks. I got a homie right now that's put me on how Bleach is coming back with full force. I'm talking about they fixed a lot of plot points, made it more interesting, fixed the power levels, and all this shit. And I'm just like, boy, don't make me read up on the Bleach and catch up real quick just so I can get back in. Don't make me, cause it sounds good. Like, oh, it's interesting to say the least. And what else is there? Oh, we got what was that? Uh, Dragon Ball Super coming back with full force, son. The only anime I know of in history of my life that get full movie releases across the United States. What's on the silver screen? Anime? Get out of here. Quit lying to me. Dude, look. Dragon Ball is a global treasure, okay? And that's a king that can't be toppled, all right? You can't throw Dragon Ball out, okay? That's like getting rid of Jay-Z or you know what I'm saying, or Kanye. You just can't no more, no matter how much you hate it. And yeah, I said Kanye, be mad, but be mad all you want, but Kanye's the Vegeta of the real world, bro. People hate him. He got his own attitudes and his own emotions. So what? People don't exactly love Bulma, but you know, we don't mind her being around because she's mildly attractive and she was there. You know what I mean? So yeah, now back at it. Here's the thing. All right, between Demon Slayer and Macadamia right now, and Dragon Ball, like the biggest shonen in my opinion right now that's on almost everybody's radar, it must be Demon Slayer, Macadamia, and JoJo, of course. Like, which it really bothers me that JoJo, like, it's so big now, but no one ever. Well, I won't say. Actually, I enjoy this. JoJo is as big now as a Dragon Ball. JoJo is bigger than, like, cult fan wise. JoJo is bigger than Bleach and One Piece. You don't see a social presence from One Piece like you see in Dragon Ball and JoJo. You'll see memes, jokes, references from all ages and people who watch it in all age groups. Like JoJo and Dragon Ball are on the levels of Marvel Comics cinematic universe. You know what I mean? Like everybody is on that. Everybody got a taste of that. And it's like when it comes to that, it's insane if you consider how great of the fact that JoJo is this big, but it's not associated with the big shonen 3. That's amazing. That's astounding, because usually you would think of it, oh, if it's not a part of the big 3 or if it isn't on Shonen Jump's cover, you know, et cetera, you know, that used to be the litmus test, you know. But right now, that's way long gone from that type of thinking. Like, people are on board and they've learned wholeheartedly you cannot just trust that everybody's got their own favorite anime YouTuber, or you know, or board they go to, or you know, threads that they watch to recommend good anime to them, and a group of friends that recommend anime to them. And whether it's your Forever World or your Giga or your Nux Taku or whatever out there, or Mother's Basement, you're gonna find a means to get some good anime in. So I love this new diversity that we have, and the fact that we can appreciate. People are slowly learning how to appreciate anime without lumping it all into a box. Now let's hope that we can do that for human beings in the foreseeable future. But next topic, My Hero, My Hero Academia, Boku no Academia, dude, Boku no Hero Academia. I Endeavor, okay. Shout out to my boy Attack. Y'all ain't met him yet, but when these people get, and here's a quick disclaimer, by the way, for those of y'all that want to be a guest on the podcast. All right, the offer has always been open. The invites have been sent out, okay, and I want y'all to get on here. now y'all gotta want to get on here and be a guest and talk about this stuff. So basically, bottom line, I won't stick on it too long. I'm just saying, get your shit together. All right. Next, back on topic, dude. Endeavor has revealed that his powers can overwhelm his poor human body. His quirk is too much for his human body, and he kept that weakness a secret, and he wanted to mate and have a child that can balance out his powers and but not be limited by it. You feel me? And it's so good, and it makes sense because I bet it probably works the opposite way. And I don't know. I mean, does his body suffer in any type of Todoroki? I wonder if his body suffers in any type of way if he overuses the ice powers. That would be interesting as well. But we're gonna have to just see and wait it out by the episodes. But I do find it very fascinating that the entire time. Now, we can't say that this justifies him beating on his wife or abusing his kids and turning her into a baby making machine until she gave him a child that had her powers and his powers as well, right down the middle. But we can't just forgive all the stuff that he has done, which I like the fact that they straight said that his other children are still traumatized and shocked, and his mother is traumatized from all the abuse. So she's sitting there like, hey, he may be trying to make amends now because he realized now that All Might is not the number one hero anymore and he can't be number two anymore. He has to step up and be number one. Now he has to learn what it means to fight for others rather than fight for themselves, because he always wanted to be number one for himself. Now he wants to be a hero that his son could be proud of, and that right there is a way more a virtuous endeavor to go down. Endeavor, but yeah, that's a more virtuous road to walk, because not only do you build yourself up for others approval that you care about those closest to you, it's giving you a purpose beyond yourself, which is what it's all about. The plus ultra, helping you go beyond your own means, you know what I mean, even when you think you hit your limits. And I find that amazing. That's a very, very amazing thing. Now I want to see them have the balls to turn that on its head, to where you push yourself for others, but what if those others let you down? Now that would be something that would have to be in a different anime, or something a little more dark and way too, a realism with its narratives and the way it's spinning things, a little bit of nihilism or something. But all in all, we're gonna enjoy this positivity and this wholesomeness, because that right there is the best thing. They basically, he abused his family so that his son would not suffer the weaknesses that his powers give him. So hey, you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. And now Todoroki now that he has the potential, especially with his cold demeanor, quick intellect, and decision making skills. Like, oh my goodness, that boy, with the power of his mother's ice and his father's fire, he could be a better hero than his father easily by the time he reaches dad's age. Easily. And that moment right at the end of the episode when Deku looks like, when he had that collar popped up, he looked and he noticed right then when he saw Endeavor put his all into defeating that one enemy that almost did him in, but it was his first time going plus ultra. That's when Deku knew. He said right then that when their time is up, nobody can protect this earth but us. It's our time once they're done. And that's so good. We won't gush on that too much. We're coming up to the 15-minute mark. But if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and go to your local spot, maybe Crunchyroll or wherever you watch your usual anime. If you have your special sites, go ahead and do that. And I won't give no shout outs to those because they're not exactly legal. But, help yourself. I'm not going to be your policeman. I'm not your mama, your dad. I just want you to watch some good anime and watch some quality media. Don't fill your brain up with this terrible stuff. Because right now I'm debating. Everybody and their mama and grandmammy has been coming to my face telling me I should watch Tiger King. I don't know what it's about, what it's for, or what, but the general populace has a bad taste in media, and I'm not sure about this. And on top of that, they've been quarantined for like almost a month. So they'll take anything that's entertainment. So I don't know, but if I don't like the first 3 episodes, I'm leaving it alone. It feels like trash, and I don't want to watch something just so I can feel like I fit in and I can carry the conversations about the stuff. No. I'll let it blow over maybe, but we'll see. I'll give it like the first three episode try, and that'll be fair in my book. Now, on from the anime block. Let's move on from there. The stuff that I've been playing this week, surprisingly, you'd be surprised. It hasn't been a whole lot because I finally got into another big swing. Like I did like a couple of 4 hour sessions of streaming Hollow Knight. Oh my goodness, dude. I've been going through the motions, but that game, I told you last week, I'm huge on Metroidvanias, huge on Metroid, I'm huge on Castlevania. Played almost every last one in the entry of each series. And believe me when I say that Hollow Knight is an amazing game. I mean, it is astonishing. It's ridiculous how good it is. The people who made it are clear fans of Metroid and the Egavanias. Like, it's so good. And they borrowed from the good aspects of Metroid when it was Super Metroid. Which it's a shame that it's such a niche moment, but if I can't stress it enough, if you're gonna borrow any type of mechanics to learn how to properly pace and implement gameplay from any Metroidvania, you have a narrow window of when that genre was at its peak. Because the best 2D Metroid to this day is still Super Metroid, while the best Castlevania to this day is debatable. Because some would tell you Area of Sorrow, others will tell you Symphony of the Night. But honestly, personally, out of the Egavanias, I say Symphony of the Night. Super Metroid, it's unanimous for the Metroid series. The only one that came close to the Super Metroid formula and spirit was maybe... Oh, I hadn't really considered this. The only one that comes close to it in spirit, it's a tie between Fusion and Zero Mission. I would count another Metroid 2 remake because it's just so good, but it has its flaws as well. And don't let anybody fool you. If they were real Metroid fans, I've seen a lot of reviews online and people try to say that a Metroid 2 remake was so much more superior than Nintendo's re-release of Samus 2, Metroid 2. But it's not that amazing. It's got that indie lift, that extra push from it being indie, and it was like an 8-year project. Because I've been following the AM2R development process since it was announced, and I've been looking at it, check back every few months. I've been watching it and wondering when let me see, AM2R and Card Saga Wars and friggin' what was that game? It's supposed to be like Jet Set Radio Future, but it was about like saving video games in the future or something like that. It was supposed to be open world and things like that, and it didn't get a lot of love, but it looked so fun, it looked so cool, and it finally released. It was a Kickstarter game. But yeah, it's I like to watch certain projects coming to fruition, and honestly, AM2R comes with its flaws. A lot of people just glanced over and looked over a lot of things, but one of the biggest things that they missed to mention when it came to Samus Returns, the Nintendo developed a remake of Samus Returns, of Return of Samus, was they often forget that the original was a linear Metroid game. Because of the hardware limitations, there wasn't much joy in backtracking and exploration. It was more about just going deeper, killing more Metroids as they evolve, and then getting out of there with the baby Metroid. So the fact that they implemented Nintendo's re-release that was made by Mercury Steam, that game had a little bit of everything for every Metroid fan. You had your backtracking and your exploration for getting more items. They implemented more upgrades to not only add to the gameplay, but also more items that you can find for collectathons and completionists. So that's something that's even better. There's almost nothing there for completionists in the original Metroid 2 because you just get a few energy tanks and the beams aren't even a necessity to find because you switch those out every time you pick it up again and they let you pick up the beam again right before the final boss fight. So it's like certain beams you cannot keep equipped at all times. You can't stack your beams up, all of the beams up. Sometimes you just have to reacquire them, and that sucks from the original now. So, but with this new one, they give you new boss fights, upgraded graphical detail, remixes to songs, all type of stuff. It's they considered almost everything. They changed just enough to keep it fresh and bring something new, but they didn't change it so much that it's not the same old game at its core. But at the same time, you cannot be mad at getting more game. You can't. And the biggest gripe that I've heard from people is that it doesn't have that same feeling of isolation and feeling alone, etc. Okay, really? If we got the same game in the remake, I should make a video about this because there's a lot of people bitching about Resident Evil 3 saying this game is short, there's not enough content. The original Resident Evil 3 was short as hell. Okay, it was like DLC back in the day charged on a brand new disc. Come on, man. If y'all complain about Resident Evil 3 being short, that means you never played Resident Evil 3 to begin with, and I'm partially sorry for you. But I say partially because if it's your first introduction to the game and your first impression, then yeah, I feel bad for you because it could have been better. I've never been too crazy on 3. It was enjoyable, but I always like 2 more. It's my favorite out of the original 3, but hey, you know, what you gonna do? You know, shit happens. And it would be worse off. You would have to weigh it like this. And I might make a video on this in the future. But when it comes to remakes, and y'all need to consider this shit right now before Final Fantasy VII comes out, would you rather it be faithful to the original works like Resident Evil 3 and only change things on a cosmetic level and just update the gameplay, or be faithful to actually putting more life into the gameplay and the whole overall experience overhaul, like Samus Returns, and giving you more? Okay, like, wouldn't you rather have more, or do you just want the same game? Because keep in mind, the new Samus Returns has much more content and more gameplay time. Gameplay time, especially on a casual run, on your first playthrough, is going to be much longer than your first playthrough on the original Samus 2. All right? That being said, you have to consider the fact that there were hardware limitations back then. And with hardware limitations came crunch time in development. Resident Evil 3 came out like less than a year after 2. Like a year or so after 2. Like, come on, man. How much you think they was going to be able to do in a few months? Come on. And this is one of the first systems that had 3D capabilities. And they was cheating with the pre-rendered backgrounds with 3D models on top of it. So, I mean, they were doing their best, dude. Like, even back then, we were pissed about it being short, but we still accepted it because it wasn't all the way terrible. It was still playable, and it was a faithful Resident Evil game. And still to this day, you gotta also look at the fact that there was a reason why Resident Evil 4 wanted to go into a different direction rather than repeating what the last 2 games did. You got to appreciate how it is. You got to. It's a miracle that we got Resident Evil 3 remade. Okay? And then, hold up, I'm going crazy. On top of that, y'all losing your minds over that, and they gave you a multiplayer mode, completely independent, that never existed. And the only multiplayer rendition in any Resident Evil game was a co-op story game like Outbreak, etc., and Resident Evil 5 and 6. Or it was Mercenaries. That's the extent of Resident Evil multiplayer. Okay? And they gave you something new, brand new and fresh, and y'all bitching. Story mode's kind of short. You got Dead by Daylight 3.0. That shit's better. That shit's better. Which, by the way, I'll go ahead and segue into that. Let me tell you about that. I played the Resident Evil Resistance multiplayer mode beta this past week, and oh my god, that shit's great. Let me tell you something. That game single-handedly made me want to re-download Dead by Daylight, and in the midst of going to re-downloading it, I was like, I don't want to play Dead by Daylight. You want to know why I didn't want to? Because there's people out there who've grinded this game, which no hate on them. Cool. But there's people out there who's grinded DBD so much that their killer has perks that are just unstoppable if you're brand new to the game. You can't do shit unless you grind up and get this one healing perk maxed out, and then you go grind out another character and get their ability on that character or whatever, blah blah blah, and this that another, and then maybe you'll be able to be viable to win against a late game grinded up monster or killer that some guy has 100 and some account on. Like, you can't really, it's a steep grind to play the game. That, and by that I mean you won't win based off your wit and skill alone. When it comes to Resistance, however, it comes down to the teamwork. Now, I'm not implying that DVD does not require teamwork as well, but there's going to be a lot of carrying necessary if you have someone that's fresh to the game. Even if they have good skills, they're going to hold the team back because they don't have this perk, that perk, and etc. Now, when it comes to Resistance, however, you can drop right in, have a certain character that you have a preference with your playstyle, and as long as you know what you're doing and you stick with the team or let the team help you, you're fine. Everybody can play off of each other perfectly. And the difficulty ramps up progressively by the room. So that means that there's no sitting back and getting carried. Everybody's got to pitch in. That last room where you had to destroy the 3 cores, son, everybody had to play a part. Whether it was 2 people distracting Mr. X and the other 2 going and destroying the cores, or whether it was one person go destroy the core and they get rid of Mr. X and then keep the killer distracted, whichever, however you do it, you gotta Scooby-Doo gang that shit, bro. Like, you go into a room, you know the objective, okay, gang, let's split up and take care of the shit. You know what I mean? Get into the first room every time, split up, find the keys. Okay, get to the second room, it's a little more hectic. We gotta find the key card and shut off the security nodes or whatever, the little terminals or whatever they were. After you get the key card, okay, bam, guess what? Break off into teams of 2. Okay, most likely he'll have Mr. X by now. So we split up. One keep Mr. X busy, the other go and get the terminals done after they kill the officer. You know, it's it's objective based. You know what I mean? But DVD is objective based, but what I'm getting at is they change the objective as you go. It changes on the fly. I'm sure it doesn't vary way too much because it's always, find these keys and do these things, but that's just enough of a change to where it's not hard to grasp for new people, and it keeps you busy or give you something to do even if you're bad. Say you can't shoot worth shit. You got bad aim. So you go in there, you play Sam, and you get you a bat, and a metal bat, and you just kill zombies for people and keep people protected. You are contributing 120% just by doing that. Just by doing that. Have fun, kill zombies, and you're good. So you like to be a support role, you pick Valerie, you like to keep people healed up and give them information on stuff around you. Boom. So you scan and you heal people up. You're golden. Okay, so you're real skilled and you got some extra things going. Cool. You pick what was his name? Screw it. You pick the black kid. Let's just call him Malcolm because I'm slightly racist. But yeah, all right. So you pick Malcolm, and you find out how his kit is a little more, I won't say complex, but it's situational because you have to know when to activate his ultimate, which is all about decreasing the incoming damage for you and your entire team, and it really decreases damage. I'm talking about like a bite from a zombie that's controlled by the master that would usually do like more than 30% of your health, or a full tackle grab, that would do like 30 to 50% of your health. If he has his ultimate activated, it would do less than 20%. like, like we talking like chip damage, and it's amazing. And he has a little kick that no matter what zombie it is gonna knock them down. It's effective CC. He is in every which way a tank. They Japanesed it up and made it look American, and it's beautiful under the hood and on the surface. That game is an RPG party put into effect, and it's so good. It works so well. So I'm considering if I find that game on sale, I would get it just for Resistance. That game was fun. I played that beta every day that it was available. Whenever Capcom didn't f it up and not have it available for PC and PS4 players, but still, when it was available, I played it every day. That's the reason why I hardly played anything else. My whole list for the week is only 3 games outside of Overwatch and Apex because of that beta. Man, that was a good beta. So all in all, it was even one match. I'm gonna put it up in the footage so you can see it. There was one match where it was a guy who was down by Mr. X, and we had the final door open and everybody was trying to get out, and I could have left him, but I didn't want to leave him. I just told everybody else to leave, and I walked up there, put down the heal with her ultimate, and because it picks people up instantly if they're downed, it read that he was inside the box, the confirmation box to say that he's out the door. So he didn't even have to get all the way up on the ground. It's just, all right, we completed it. We got out. We're safe. And that's OP. That's an amazing, I won't say OP, but it's an amazing ultimate for her to use. Everybody's ultimate is slightly OP. I say the weakest one might be Sam's, because it's nice and all that he can deal so much damage as a boxer, but boy, his range sucks ass. Like, that range, nobody wants to get up in a zombie's face to deal that much damage. They might have to buff him, but all in all, yeah, good ass beta. Good ass beta. You know what? I had more fun with it than I thought I did. I need to go back and probably see if I can grab me a copy of it. I might get it. I might. But let's move on. I'll touch on Hollow Knight real quick before we go on too far. But Hollow Knight is amazing, bro. Like, I find myself like once you get upgrades, because they're easily missable. Like, I don't even know how I missed those upgrades. I guess it was too late at night, and one of the things I realize is when I'm streaming, I get a little impatient because I'm afraid that the people watching get impatient. So I started, just rushing through, just going, and that's not healthy. Because I like to take my time, be methodical, and explore Metroidvanias. Because your game it's very detrimental to your game if you find or don't find certain items. And I went all the way through the Crystal Peak. I went all through that area and did not find the Crystal Heart at all, which would have been hella useful. I went all the way through King's Pass, and did not find the guy that teaches you the upgrade where you could do the spin swing, the whirlwind spin, the Zelda spin move, whatever. Yeah, so it's like I missed out on a whole bunch of stuff that I could have found long ago. The upgraded shot to the soul shot, could have had that a long time ago. Just a bunch of stuff that I missed out on. So I did a little bit of backtracking on the last one, but I found the Coliseum, and I tried to do the first. I tried to do the first trial without doing all this backtracking. So let me paint the picture for you. I have 6 HP, one reserve tank upgrade, on one soul tank upgrade. I have no sword abilities, no sword techniques, except for the dash slash. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I had on me. Like, not even the upgraded shot, just went in like that. and my charms was just for like, dash master, where am I on the map, and gain more soul from every hit. That's it. That's all I had on, bro. I went in there thinking I was gonna beat that shit. I got my ass slapped too many times, and I kept trying. I kept trying, seeing if I could just do it despite not having the upgrades. Man, I got so pissed. I walked out of there and didn't say shit. I walked out. I didn't dash out, no jumping. I just walked out of there. I was like, I'll come back here at the end game when I got every other upgrade. Then I'll just blaze through all of them because I'm too pissed to try again. It's so, but good ass game though. Games are supposed to make you feel like this. That means it's a challenge, but yeah. Um, Another thing. Let's see. I've been playing a lot of Ghost Trick, and usually, like I say, I'm not on it every day. Like it's a usually play while I'm on the toilet type of game, and I'm still enjoying it as much as I did before. I hit a few roadblocks sometimes because the solution to some of the puzzles just be like, really, dude, like, are y'all serious right now? You know what I mean? But hey, you really got to think like a scientist or a physicist, a physician. Excuse me. You got to really think like a physician or a physicist. Ugh. You got to think like a physicist. Anyway, good stuff. I forgot how good the story was, and the story really picks up to good like plot points and dialogue, like way into the latter half, like 75% of the game, like that last 70%. That's when everything gets real good story wise, and it starts to explain, a lot of people's behavior, especially the Justice Minister. Like when you first meet him, he annoys the shit out of you, but then once you get a little backstory on him, it's like, oh, wow, he's really justified in his actions and his behavior, and that's that good writing right there, boy. That's that good stuff. Um, yeah. So all in all, man, when are they gonna make the next Phoenix right? Is there one that's not localized yet? Oh no, wait. Yeah, the Sherlock Holmes stuff. They should localize that shit. I'm gonna see if I can find me a fan patch or a fan's translation and play that shit, cause I'm itching for me some turnabouts, you know what I mean? But yeah, good ass game, Ghost Trick. I'm probably gonna beat it again once I finish it. I think I'm gonna go to either one of the Castlevanias on DS that I haven't played yet, or hmm, I've been taking a look at the Mario Luigi Bowser Inside Story because I heard a lot of shit about it. I heard a lot of good stuff. So I think about it. But what was that? It was something else. I was also thinking about doing a replay of The World Ends with You, but I might not do that just yet because the story's still kind of fresh in my mind. I remember how it all went down, so it won't be, you know, it won't be like a new experience again. It's so many games out there I wish I could play for the first time again. It's like, oh, if I could forget the plot and the entire experience of Ocarina of Time as a kid, oh, and be able to replay it on the first time, oh. Dude, I need to have a whole spiel about why Ocarina of Time is good and why I did so much right. It's very parallel to like Final Fantasy VI, which I played earlier this year. I get y'all my spiel on that later. But hey, um, yeah, moving from there, I will get into the news for the week. Now, first things first, y'all know good and well that like I said last week, anything that's got to do with the quarantine and COVID, I will not cover because I do not want to I don't want to talk about that every single week. That will be annoying. So, all in all, here's the news for the week. We're going to just jump right in. And I hope you guys have been catching some of this stuff that I've been catching, because here we go. First things first, to get it out of the way, came across an article that compiled a bunch of information and studies that were done recently on ccn.com. about how video games are actually good for the kids. And the reason I wanted to put this article in is because I don't want to argue about, video games and violence and how they're bad for kids, etc. Da, 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 you know what I'm saying? We've heard that argument 1,000 times. I wanted to bring this up because the irony and the audacity of the people who have just slandered and smeared the image of video games for so many decades, counting all the way back into the 80s. And now, when the epidemic drops and everybody's in the house, all you've seen online, stay inside, play video games, watch TV, do at home workouts, and play more video games or get into video games. They have been looking toward video games as a means of keeping people sane and letting them socialize. Like, it's crazy. Which the worst thing that can happen to playing video games is you'll end up toxic. That's the worst side effect. But whatever. I just find it funny that that's their this is their their go to would be the very thing that they have, the very hand that they have bitten that tried to feed them. But hey, who cares? Either way, all in all, the article gets down to basically kids who play video games or grow up playing video games are less likely to smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol, and smoke marijuana as of 2017, which is the end of the statistics. But I will include the articles in the description if you want to take a look at this information, because the author of the article, William Worrell, to cite all of his sources, cannot say I see them. I tried looking for them, but oh well. But let's just hope that internet and video games can be put into a more positive light in the future, maybe. Or then again, the more that things are lifted up and seen as a positive thing, people seek to tear it down. So let them keep shitting on it, and we'll keep uplifting it. While the link is yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty summarized point, made very concise point. So not much more to say. Yeah, and the study was done on 14 to 15-year-olds, kids in the ninth grade. So take that how you will, because and that's a good, that's a good window to conduct a study on, because once you hit 16 and up, after freshman year, 80% of your peers are gonna be smoking weed and drinking alcohol. So it's like, what you gonna do? That's a whole different thing. Because if you look at the metrics right here, not only did they say smoking and drinking cigarettes and marijuana, but also watch television more than 3 hours per day has declined incredibly, and ever had sexual intercourse has declined. So maybe the study. Hold up. Yeah, maybe the study is video games. Maybe just take from other endeavors. The other endeavors. Excuse me. Other facets of life tend to be less explored because video games are so expansive in experiences that you could have. So maybe that's a more broad spectrum to put the study on. But some proof is better than no proof. Statistics only matter of the scope that you are. Blah, 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 blah. Statics are only effective or right depending on the scope of them. That's the point I'm making. So yeah. Because did you know that every human being has drank water and died? Water is killing people, huh? Yeah, sure. Alright. Let's see. Next thing, Riot has announced that the beta for Valorant is coming out on like April, I think they said. Let me pull this up. Yeah, April 7th. And this is something I've been very interested in. I've been following it since it was announced at what was that, the Game Awards. And Riot, I think they need this because Riot has been working on the same game for damn near 20 years, son. Like they have been on League of Legends. When League of Legends came out, when did that game come out? Like 2012, 11? 2010, 2009, I don't remember. But they've been working on that same damn game and looking at footage on that same damn game and bug testing that same damn game, making new content on that same damn game for almost 2 decades. That's ridiculous, if not more than two. So I am all for them doing something new and creative in a different direction, you know. And they've done the smart thing and they've taken two genres of a very popular and proven popular not only gameplay wise and player base wise, but also um popular for entertainment type of video game when it comes to streamers. CS:GO, if anybody out there is serious about learning what it is to be really good at shooters, and you think you playing your Fortnites and playing your little bullhorns and vuvuzelas and while you bump your latest you know what I'm saying, songs reverb to hell and back over your clips, you think you're doing good, I'm gonna need you to go look at some CS:GO gameplay, sir. I'm gonna need you to look at CS:GO, and if you think you're good, hop on a computer. Almost any basic toaster these days that you can buy out of the store that's about, oh, I think about almost any computer that you can get for maybe 3 to 500 should be able to run Counter Strike. At least play Counter Strike Source, and that'll be a good jump off point for you, so you can learn what it means to play a real shooter. Oh man, son, look, let me tell you, look, you don't know reaction time, okay? You don't know sniping, all right, until you see somebody straight get a 4K with a op solo. You don't know real skill until you see somebody pull off a successful disarm on a bomb because they knew which angles to take and which route to push or which point to go for, or these godlike plays that these people do. Oh my goodness, dude! You Counter Strike is where it's at. That's the upper echelon, the tip of the ice, the, like, well, I would say tip of iceberg, the lowest point of the iceberg when it comes to depth of gameplay skill. All right, and Valorant is inspired directly from that, but it's adding the Overwatch spin on it, where each character has a unique skill, which adds, oh my goodness, almost an infinite amount of depth. You know, I've said that before about, you know, Overwatch and how that goes. So if anybody's interested, what's already available right now is Shroud's been covering it a lot. Maybe they've got them, you know, to work with them on it. I think they work real closely with him because you can see that not only is he getting a lot of exclusive, you know, access and showing off a bunch of stuff, and he's got a bunch of footage up on his channel, but also he's got some gameplay of it, introduction to every one of the heroes, and he has a character in there that oddly looks exactly like his logo, and he has moves called the Shrouded Figure and all this other stuff. Like, dude, come on. Come on, you had a hand in this, didn't you, Shroudy Rowdy? Tell us the truth. Come on, you can tell us. But either way, it's cool and it's awesome. Imagine being on that level, okay? Ninja, you got your ugly mug, your pasty mug in Fortnite. Bruh, Shroud is his alter ego in Valorant, a real shooter, son. Man, when we gonna get a sequel in Overwatch or a J. Jonak skin? For, you know what I'm saying? On Zenyatta. Oh, for Anna. That's what I'm. All right, let me calm down. But yeah. But back on topic. Valorant, Valorant, man, that game look good as hell. Like the stuff that they're letting you do, throwing a smoke bomb that you can control around a corner and fling it like around corners, like flashbangs that you could literally stand next to a wall and make it throw it out and make it do a 180-degree turn and go next to the wall, on the other side of the wall right next to you, and backwards. Like, yes, like, dude, imagine what could happen. Putting down an entire floor. There's one chick, she's like a support role. She can like make an entire hallway slow, and she can put up walls like Mei from Overwatch and block them off, bro. It's and she can heal. Like, that's too good. And her ultimate is a revive. Like, just look into that stuff. I mean, I promise you, if you any type of a fan of the hero shooters, this is gonna be the upper echelon of all shooters, because not only is it gonna take the depth of gameplay knowledge that tests the gameplay knowledge and meta knowledge that Overwatch and League of Legends beckons from the player, but also is gonna test the reflexes and skill because of the reaction time and the level of tick servers that this game runs on, that comes from CSGO players. So yeah, watch out. This is gonna be big in esports. Just you wait. Trust me. But yeah, that's Valorant, and apparently the beta's on the 7th of April. Now, next thing that's rolling around. Real quick, one little tidbit that I wanted to mention, even though it's slightly related to it, but I won't say the word again. Apparently Steam's gonna delay some of the game updates, so that way, because usually Steam would do game updates in the background, and games will update all the time. I remember I would have Team Fortress 2 installed, and it would just update like twice out the week for no reason. I'm like, this game is old. Why is it still updating? It's probably just for security purposes, or well, of course, aside from the seasonal and holiday stuff, But yeah, it gets a little something. I might go back into TF2 just to check it out, see what's been happening. I've been out for like a few years. I should go and check, because it used to be hella fun. Oh, that was so good. But that was before Overwatch came along and just whisked me away. They're just everybody's taking Steam's audience. Not like saying Steam needs it, because they've made money off of Team Fortress 2. Well, still is making money off Team Fortress 2, and they have been for years. And same go for CSGO. Like, they've had millions of people on CSGO and TF2 forever. I remember that they put an item in the game where you could buy a digital ring to propose to another player, and they would announce it over all the servers and everybody who's playing. And I think the item was like $100 or something like that. And people would buy it just to make jokes, you know what I'm saying? And put like stupid names and get married to this other stupid name. So that was that. But hey, what can you do? But yeah, Valve's good. They're not really hurting for the money. And Overwatch took their player base mostly, and who else? And now Valorant is going for their CSGO player base, so we're gonna have to need something out of Valve. They've gotten pretty comfortable, The only thing they've done new so far was Half-Life Alyx and that card game that nobody plays. But speaking of Half-Life Alyx, oh my goodness, dude, that game looks amazing in terms of its like innovation. Like, it's so innovative. Like, they really knew what they were doing. And if I haven't mentioned before, I say again, Valve is all about the innovation. They are the Nintendo of the PC world. So I love it. I'm down for it. It's good, and nothing worse than stagnation in anything that's based off of creativity. Creativity urges and it hungers for freshness. So that's dope. Speaking of freshness and creativity, or the direct contrary, the contrast of it, Nintendo, they announced that they're gonna do some remasters for their 3D Mario games, like Super Mario Galaxy and friggin' well, okay, Super Mario 3D World, of course, for the Switch, you know, but then they're also thinking about doing Super Mario Galaxy. I, for one, would like a remaster of Super Mario Sunshine because that is a good ass game, except for the blue coins. That's bullshit. That's trash. But cool. It was one of my most favorite games, and it's very visually appealing. It's so comfy. It's so cozy. The music's amazing. It's dripping with some nostalgia, bro. And I think that people should revisit that game, or at least experience it for the first time. But yeah, Galaxy definitely always deserves it because I remember I 100% Galaxy 1 and 2. They were amazing. Those games were amazing, amazing. Like, oh my goodness, I loved them. Um, I still want to play Odyssey. Hopefully, one day we'll be able to get a Switch and put some Switch gameplay up on the channel. But we want to get the capture equipment and everything first. I'm gonna grab us a Elgato or something to be able to stream with and everything and capture. Most of my capture's gonna be on the PS4, but that's neither here nor there. Now, yeah, I really want to get some Nintendo releases in, and also I want to find a way. I hope I don't have to buy anything externally, like some hardware to capture off the 3DS. I'm gonna look into that actually. I never looked that up, but we'll see. But next, April Fools has passed, and there has been a plethora of April Fools things in the video game world this year, which I find pretty dope. That means they still have a sense of humor. And let's see, there was some things in For Honor, like oversized swords and very small characters, which is like a callback to the back in the day, you know, cheat codes like big head mode and stuff like that, which is great. Um, there was a Call of Duty Modern Warfare made a map for, and it was like a super small map, and they did a 10 versus 2 game mode on it. And turns out it was just it was just stupid. But I didn't play it myself. I didn't buy that game and will not buy another Call of Duty probably. And Zombie Army Trilogy announced that they was gonna port the game onto a Game Boy, original Game Boy, not the Game Boy Color. But I don't think that really. I don't think that actually happened. But it's some damn good looking, like art made it look like they did it. Like that's some good shit. Platinum announced there was going to be 4 new projects, which is the main thing that got me the most hype because you know I'm a Platinum head. I'm crazy about it. And they said they was going to announce 4 games. It's going to be the Platinum 4. Kind of like the Capcom 3, or was it the Capcom 4? That they were gonna back in the GameCube era where Capcom was gonna release like 3 or 4 games for the GameCube exclusively, which was Piano 3, Beautiful Joe, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 0, and something else I can't recall, but I think it was like the Capcom 4 maybe or the Capcom 5, something like that. But yeah, and Platinum announced it too, but we hadn't seen anything about it yet. It could be true, it could be not, maybe. Um, Apparently there was something in Crisis, which is a game I haven't heard about in forever. But they want a remaster that people say, and Crytek hasn't exactly left the game alone. So they might do a remaster. They popped up and said something about it, but it's an April Fool launch. So. And of course, Overwatch, my main game, and this right here, I didn't even know about. You know, shout out to my homegirl on Twitter who told me, she's like, "Why everything got googly eyes on?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" She's like, "Start it up, go look, you gonna see." I was like, "Oh, okay, then I'm on my way." you know. And lo and behold, googly eyes on Hanzo Dragon. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm digging this." You know, that's fun. So yeah, and then PUBG got in on the fun as well, which is some type of reverse April Fool's prank. Because Okay, the article read. Lastly, this one got me good because it was pretty much a reverse April Fool's prank on me. When I saw that headline in the first minute or so of the trailer, I thought, "Hey, that's pretty fun, good one, PUBG." And then I scrolled down to see an endless list of updates and actual information, only to find out that this is a real, yes, real game mode coming to the popular battle royale game. So yeah, thought it was fake, turned out to be real. So it was a reverse April Fool's prank. Yeah, how many of you unashamedly also thought the same? So it was a fantasy battle royale thing. Basically, it was a bunch of stupid zany shit that looks like some Fortnite level humor, and it fits. So that's pretty cool. But it seemed like the simplest one one had to be the best one, which was Overwatch's, because that shit was hilarious. You look at those highlight intros with the googly eyes, you're gonna be like, yo. You know what I'm saying? Check out Andrew JRT, shout out, pretty good video on it. Because I was thinking of doing some content on it, but I was like, man, it's April Fool's. Like, it's a fun holiday when it's that holiday, but people don't really look back and be like, remember April Fool's this year? Like, oh, no, I don't. So, yeah. Well, all in all, yeah, that's pretty much all the news that I wanted to cover this week. And although everything is pretty much still going somewhat good, I mean, it's only the only bad thing that's happened this week is that the Borderlands 3 developers say that they've been shortchanged on their bonuses, which is nothing new because they say, you know, the guy was caught embezzling money beforehand. I think like about a few years back when Borderlands pre-sequel came out or something like that, and Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is campaign only, no multiplayer, and there's no multi-platform release either, so it's exclusive to the PlayStation. And I I can't really call it bad. It's just like, y'all played the game before. You're gonna get the same experience if you just watch it on YouTube. It's just a campaign for one, and for two, the reason they said they didn't include the multiplayer is because all of those same maps are already included in the new Modern Warfare. So they didn't feel like just making you buy the same game again was gonna be, you know, justified. Also, The Last of Us 2 is delayed, and there's some people saying that there was some footage leaked, and a lot of people have been, you know, going around with some bullshit. You know, people can't resist. They like to be spoiled. They want to get on it. You know, they just can't help it. And I saw some threads where some people, you know, losing their shit, but I don't like to be spoiled because I've been looking forward to that game for a good while. So I didn't read the thread. I skimmed it a little bit and I was like, I'm out. And I went on about my business. But yeah. So there's not much else that's been happening this week that's worth you know, bringing up. So all in all, oh, and the co-developer of Bioshock and Mass Effect, Demiurge, retains their independence from SEGA because they were working under SEGA in order to produce ports for certain games that were made under EA, and and uh and about, you know, these other games that they've co-developed for, you know, basically a co-developer are people who make ports. If there's any type of developer that has to make a port or make some type of peripheral or a piece of hardware or a special controller, or people who have to make an app to go alongside a game or something, those are co-developers. Okay, so and this company was apparently under Sega, and I guess they're going back to being an independent development company now. And if they were smart, I'd say they would link up with some independent developers, indie developers, and give them a launching pad so that they can make a better funded game in the future. You know, who knows? But yeah, that's good news actually. That doesn't happen all the time. There's a plenty of other companies that were very good, honest companies that got swallowed up by EA. So, and once they get bought out, then the company gets broken down, liquidated, and shares get split, and they just say, we're closing down your company. You work for EA now directly, or they're fired. You know, depending. So that's a good thing to happen in this past week. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news. The plans for this coming week, if we get through Hollow Knight, which most likely I don't think I can because it's a lot of DLC. But I'm gonna hit the ground running on it and really get down into it. If there's no new demos and betas to drop, because there was Final Fantasy VII, then right after that Resident Evil. So if there's no new demos and stuff dropping, I'll be able to go right into Hollow Knight and actually finish it because I'm enjoying myself. And after Hollow Knight, it might be too much content on that damn game, which is not something I say ever. But yeah, after Hollow Knight, I gotta decide whether I'm gonna play me some JoJo, Eyes of Heaven, or if I'm gonna play me some Shadow of the Colossus. So that's a hard choice to make. And oh my goodness, I also need to check and see what is the new for just to let you guys know to look ahead for the free PlayStation Plus games for the month coming up in April. So that's gonna be interesting to let y'all know about that too. I should let you know about that in every podcast as well. Now that I think about it, we could discuss it because I think I brought it up once for this month, like about 3 episodes ago. Well, not this month, but last month. But we'll see. I guess we can go ahead and do this live. I'll just shorten down the podcast a bit so it won't be too long. But apparently, oh wow. So I loaned okay, so one of the games that's free in April is gonna be Uncharted 4 Thieves End, which oh my lord, which it is a game that I loaned to someone and they've yet to give it back. Oh no, they gave it back, but apparently their excuse was my dog got a hold of it and chewed it up. So, and my PlayStation wouldn't even read it. So that person was on the blacklist. We got Uncharted 4 Thieves End for free now. So there's that, and Dirt Rally 2.0. So a game that I've already beaten twice, and Dirt Rally 2.0, a game that I don't really care about. So that's what's coming. I don't see anything for VR, seems like it. It kind of sucks. But hey, what can you do? I should go back and play a little bit of that Uncharted multiplayer though. I still got Lost Legacy, and that multiplayer was fun as two fucks, boy. I'm talking about. I love me some Uncharted multiplayer, boy. That platforming and then getting down, boy. You just don't know that right there. That's some good shooting. Man, Uncharted 3's multiplayer was the golden days. Golden days, bro. If you weren't there, you missed an era, and I'm sorry for you. But yeah, good stuff. But yeah, all right, y'all. I'll go ahead and let you go. I need y'all to enjoy your week. Stay inside, stay safe. Wash your hands and your ass. And always remember the channel motto. Intentions are the most important. Actions ain't nothing but loud. And words don't mean a damn thing. Y'all have a beautiful week, and I love you all.
You know how to play.
Yo, time out. Why does the Torp turret have googly eyes?
Shut your mouth.
Bruh.
Let's go!
Wow.
Team kill! Running rat!
Well, we can't see the googly eyes now.
Let's go!
Again?
Let's go!
Again.
That's about 5. That's a 5K right there.
Terry, I'm on one of your podcasts, my mans.
Alright, I'm gonna clip it.
Let me